where I've got to mash some buttons very quick so I can introduce myself and everybody else. I'm Tom from the Lift and Shift Foundation, and today is Battle Bots. We've been doing this for a while, so it's a little weird for me to keep introducing it for anybody who may catch the stream or the restream, but yeah, this is a program that I love. I have done this for a few years now, but in person usually. Just this year we started restructuring the program so that we can do this online, and it's been one of my favorite things to do for a few years. But today you'll see live people learning to use a robot and putting skills to work to do something fun and overcome obstacles and challenges. Today's challenge is a sumo match. So what's happening here is there's this match up there. There's this other screen right there, and it has this our fancy banner, which is thanks to SaintSmart donating some stuff to us, but also it's got this black line on there, and through the day today, our veteran robot drivers are trying to push each other off the line, and that's going to be a challenge for everybody because things aren't going to happen the way you think. Sometimes the code you want to execute doesn't actually get to execute, and just as a side note, I like to explain to people that none of this is very hard. We're not PhDs. We're not scientists. We're not expert coders and any specific language. We're using blocks, kind of like Legos, to piece together code, and it's from a program called Scratch, but for the most part it's not very complicated. In fact, I'm going to share a screen of it right now. That's our screen, and I'll get into the chat about it later in between matches. But I don't want to drag on and chat too much about it. I'm not sure I can share. Hold on, let me unpin myself from my chat here, and I can let everybody say hey. I'll be quiet so the rest of the gang can say hey.
I'm Dave, member of the design team, and been battling here a couple of months now. So let's get going.
Cool. I don't know if you wanted to chime in also, Yancey, but also thanks for coming. This is going to be extra fun today because it's more than our design team. So we've taken these robots. I've taken these two robots today. One is the SaintSmart robot. It is a Ranger tank made by MakeBlock, and Yancey will be the Ranger SaintSmart driver, and Dave will be driving or operating the lift and shift tank today. I had to replace a sticker, so it's got extra stickers, but you'll never see this one on the front because we do a little side profile with the camera. But the way it works is these operators are actually at home with the same window that I just showed, with this same window, and none of us are here together. This is my apartment. I'm here in New York City. It's snowing today. This is just my apartment. I threw the couch out of the way for the day and set up this arena over there. But both of these veterans are joining from far away. Dave is probably the closest, and that's still hundreds of miles. But they're at home with this same browser, piecing together the same code, and they're sending it to me in a chat, and I'm going to upload it to the robot. So we're doing this remotely. Anybody can join us. Anybody can do this with us. It's not restricted. You have to be here in New York City. You have to hang out with me or buy me lunch or whatever. This is a free program from a nonprofit. We are a public charity, so we have a benefit to a community, and this is a program that we offer. I don't really know what else more to say about that other than. You can join with your friends. You can join with families. You can call up a buddy from you served with. I'm game for all of that. I just like to connect people, give them a way to have fun, and maybe learn a little bit. But I think it's enough chat about me. What we're gonna do, we're gonna hop right into it. We're gonna. I gave myself a limit of 5 minutes of running my mouth before I gave in to the let's do this, let's program, let's code. So I'm gonna quickly go through the initial process here. I'm gonna switch to the Tinkercad window, and while we have the Tinkercad window open here, I have Yancey's code already there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the SaneSmart robot to my computer, which is already all set up. I've already done all the troubleshooting and testing. So I'm going to plug some power into our robot here. In fact, I'll switch back to my screen for a minute. So I'm plugging in the robot here. You might see some lights and things come on. Turn the power on so it can go. And there, it's got code in it. It's already going like it thinks it's on a match. Maybe you heard the USB plug clip in. So now I'm going to switch back to my screen here, and here's what I'm going to connect to the robot on COM6. We're going to connect to it, and since we have Yancey's code already, I'm going to upload Yancey's code to his SaneSmart robot. There we go. It's uploading, and on my end you see some lights flashing. That means it's actually happening. The code has been uploaded. Cool. So now that the robot is doing everything that it's been told to do already, so I'm gonna turn it off and unplug it. We'll do this and unplug it. Poof. So we've got one robot ready to go, and I have Dave's code here already. So we're gonna hop in here, and I'm gonna open a file from my computer, and we're gonna use Dave's code. So we've just uploaded Dave's code here, and I'll come back later and chat about some of the code while there's a break after matches or after rounds, and we'll come back to me. I have the lift and shift robot, the team bot here today. I'm going to turn it on. Oh, first I'm going to plug the power in. Poof. Now I'm going to turn it on. Now you can see some lights. Now I'm going to plug it in. Now let's go back to our screen. We've got Dave's file ready, so I'm going to connect to this robot on COM6. Now I'm going to upload Dave's file. This file is all the blocks you see right there on the side. Dave pieced this together already. Ooh, this robot's ready and raring to go. Let's get it. Oh, somebody's fired up. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it then. We've got both of these robots coded. That took just a couple minutes, and this is super easy, super quick way to share in the chat that we're already using. So I'm gonna switch screens now. We're gonna make that screen up there big so we can see what's happening, and I'm gonna get down with these robots and let them go for our best 2 out of 3 in the first match. Is that camera working?
It is frozen on the live Twitch feed, but I can see it working.
Boo!
Zoom.
Yes, you're looking at 2 different cameras. Let me see if I can change that.
Because the one you're showing on Twitch says DBO, or part of the O.
Yes.
Marquee.
Oh, it looks like the droid cam. Give me 1 second while I sort this, while I reset this droid cam. Droid cam is not active. How about that? So let's turn it back on. that was super awkward. How is that for a view? Oh, a little sideways.
The camera's right just a little bit more. Yeah, that's about good.
There we go. Cool. Now we're going to go back. Now I'm going to bring the robots over. So we've got the Sane Smart robot, and we've got the Lift and Shift robot. And I'm going to power them up, and we're going to go for best 2 out of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3, have at it. Go! Look at them. Oh, they're locked. They're locked up. Nope. Oh, I don't know how they're locked this time. It looks like right here is caught in this track is caught in here, and we may have to call this one a draw. I don't see them breaking this one. This one's good. They really got locked up together, and they keep trying. It looks like they're going to continue trying this, so I'm gonna give them a count out. I'll count down from 10 because they're shifting over as they are closer to the camera as they're doing this. You probably can't see that.
Just a little bit.
But I don't know if it's enough to take either of them off the line. So I'll give them a countdown from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll call that one a draw. All right. That was good. This track here was locked up in between the post and the sensor, which is something I haven't seen yet. All right. So here we go with we'll call that one a draw, and we'll let them have next round, match 2 and round 1. Ready? Go. Oh, batteries popped out. Batteries popped out everywhere. They both have batteries popped out. There's one battery popped out. And there are 2 batteries popped out here. We may have to give this one to the Sane Smart robot instead of calling it a draw because there were more batteries popped out here. Hold on, let me fix this. There we go. Okay. So I think when we count the number of batteries that popped out, just to be fair, the lift and shift bot had. Yeah, the lift and shift bot had 2 come out. So we'll give this one to Sane Smart. And last match this round. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, the Sane Smart had 2 batteries pop out, and now the lift and shift bot has decided to follow in his tracks. We're gonna.
That one's definitely gotta go down. That was good.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. Let's not even change code. Because there was nothing really to change as far as editing code there. That was all batteries popping out. So let's restart. Oh, batteries everywhere. Let's restart that, and we'll do a fresh 2 out of 3. There we go. All right, batteries all back. And we'll start a fresh 2 out of 3. So this will be number 1. We'll just call that a warm-up. Ready? Go. He did not lose a battery at all. That was funny. I got 4 in my hand, but That's just crazy.
Wow.
So we'll give that one to SaintSmart for sure. I'm impressed. And when we hacked this battery box to move it to the back, I wondered if it would change the way that the force pushes the batteries in and out. And that was what I was expecting, was more of that, more of the batteries not flipping out. But we'll give that one to SaintSmart. Ready? Match 2 in round 1. Go. Oh. Ooh. Oh! Oh, it's the SaintSmart robot again.
Man.
And no batteries out. That's impressive.
Yeah, that is. The lifting shift, yeah, lifting shift also.
I got 3 in my hand. I gotta put back in here.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the other ones.
No, they rolled away real quick. I snagged them before they disappeared under my lamp. I got almost everything corralled in here, but there's room to roll for the batteries. All right, this will be the final match in this round. Ready? Go. So. Stuck again. Is it? Nope. I don't know what to say here. I think we give that to the lift and shift bot, but in the grand scheme of counting matches, this round 1 would go to the SaintSmart bot. So, drivers, operators, roboteers, feel free to edit your files, edit your tactics, while I come back and chat about the how we structured the rules, and maybe even some of the hacks we've done to these robots. I'm coming back to the table. Hi. Hey. So that was kind of cool. That was kind of fun. And let's check this out. I will talk a little bit about what I saw and what happened, and some of the code behind the robots, the way we've structured the rules, basically in the code, and that will give our robot drive teams time to make some edits that they want to make, and they'll drop their files right back in the chat, and we'll go through that 3 to 5 minute upload, and get ready for round 2. So. Gang, let me know when you're good, and I'll stop talking. But in the meantime, I'm gonna briefly say that these robots here have a couple different sensors on them, and we're using the sensors. I'm gonna. In fact, I have a little pointy thing. I call it my pokey thing. It's a circuit board pokey thing I use sometimes, but I use it as a pointer here at my desk occasionally. So up here are these eyes. I've put them in air quotes. Eyes. It's an ultrasonic transducer, if you want to use big words, but it's kind of like sonar. It looks like sonar. In fact, if you look really close, this has a T on it and this has an R on it for transmit and receive. And what it does is it works kind of like a bat. This sends a sound out that we can't hear, like a dog whistle, and it's just a little chirp kind of. And it bounces off of stuff in front of it and comes back. And this one listens for it. And that time it takes, it can figure out, it does math that I don't want to do. And it will decide, there's an object and it's X centimeters in front of me. And the other sensor that we're using today is right here on the bottom. And I'm going to point to it right there. It's now covering the lift and shift logo. It's called a line sensor. It's really two light emitting diodes, LEDs. If you don't use the nerdy terms for them, but they shine some light down, and it's a light that we can't see with our eyes. But if I turn it on real quick, you'll see the lights, because this camera can pick up different wavelengths of light. than our eyes do. So when I turn this on, oh, you see the lights right there. You see those lights turning on right there. Those are shining a light that I can't see, that we in person here couldn't see, but I can show you through my camera. And they're shining down, and they're picking up color underneath of it, basically. And I'm not going to get into too much of the physics behind that, but if you've taken, like elementary school type classes where you learn about color reflection and wavelengths that don't reflect back and forth, that kind of thing, you can use lights to detect a color, and this detects whether there's dark or light underneath of it, and that's why we have the line set up there, right there. So what happens is we're using this sensor to kind of tell us what's happening with the robots, and we're using this to decide if we're facing an opponent, and whether we would need to do something like activate battle mode, or change your tactics in a way that says, oh, I have this bad guy in front of me, or I have somebody I need to face off with. I have an opponent on my sumo mat, but it works the same way. In coding, whether you're playing a video game or not, if you play, like, I don't know, I'll use Minecraft as an example because it seems fairly safe as an example. But if you've ever played Minecraft, and you're that dude Steve walking around a bunch of blocks, occasionally there's those creeper things that show up and they blow everything up. And if you see one off in the distance, you want to change what you're doing if you're running through the forest of blocks. And this kind of works the same way. We are letting the robot know that there's an object in front of it, and then the robot has, in the code, will decide to do something else. And that's where our robot drivers are allowed to do whatever they want to do in that instance. We've kind of, as a design team, we've structured this code so that they can add their tactics in when their sensors detect certain conditions, basically. And like I said, it works the same way. In fact, it works. I will use it on the I will change the example. I will change the example back to Minecraft, and instead of being the guy Steve running around, the creeper has its own code. The creeper is told to kind of creep around, just I'm just like milling around all these blocks. But then when the creeper figures out that there's a person, a game player around, a character, a Steve, or I don't know, whoever the other dude is, then the creeper changes his tactics, and that's something that we're doing here. We're using these sensors to say that maybe we're partially off the line or partially on the line, and we need to do things different. And the same thing goes for the sensor. So the distance sensor, where if we see an opponent or another character or another player, we're telling the robot to do something different. And that's kind of the difference between some TV shows you see where people are using a remote control to drive the robots around in an arena. We're not doing that here. We're actually coding our robots and telling our robots that they're here you go, you're loose, you're on the wild. It's your show now, but here's what we want you to do to win this challenge. And I don't want to dig too much into the code right now, because I've just started talking about the hardware behind the robot. What I will say is that we've done a few things to hack these robots while we're ooh, cool. But I will stop that discussion right there, because I see 2 new files ready, so we can get started on round 2, and I will download these right now. Download. I'm aware, Zoom, that it's a potential security issue, but I'm gonna download it. Thank you. I appreciate the warning. So I've just downloaded new code, new code blocks. In fact, it's gonna look a lot like that, but I'm gonna upload them both right now. So I'm gonna stick them in a folder for me to make this easier to manage. Here we go. There we are. So now we're going to go back to another window. Dun, dun, dun. This window. I'm going to upload whichever one is first. I'm going to open up files. I'm not going to save the round 1 files. Dave's was first in the list. He stuck in a number there that put him at the top of the list. So we're going to get the lift and shift robot out. So this is the robot Dave's driving, and we're gonna hop into coding the robot. I'm turning him on, plugging him in. You might hear the boop boop. Here we go. Let's connect to this robot on COM 6. All connected, and we're gonna upload Dave's new code for round 2. There it goes. Progress is happening. Upload has completed. We are all good. I'm gonna disconnect Dave's robot and turn him off. We're gonna switch now. We're gonna grab the next file. Open from your computer. We are good. Sumo number 3 has the right date on it, the right timestamp. So we're going there. Now, let's do this. We're going to turn on the Sane Smart Robot, plug the Sane Smart Robot in. We're going to connect to the Sane Smart Robot. This is a very easy process, but sometimes there are problems. And that's kind of what I'm here for. Sometimes the USB needs to be reset and the software needs to be rebooted. We're going to upload this code right here. I've already done those tests before, at like 2 hours earlier for the match. Everything uploaded, everything worked. I'm going to power them down, and I will just say that sometimes in person, we do these things at events where we forget that the power needs to be on sometimes for the code to actually go into the chip that's in here. There's a chip in here that has memory in it. So when we upload the code, we're actually putting in the code into the memory in the robots. The robot doesn't connect, and the computer is not controlling the robot at all. This is all done through code that's stored in the robot. And when you plug the robot into the USB, it gets some power. But it needs all the power on to power the whole board so that things are saved inside. And sometimes even I forget because you see the lights on and you just automatically assume that the power's on, but there's no clear power switch. Kind of like we are on, you are good. So you just have to check it. But that's enough of me talking. We're here for a robot battle, right? So let's do it. Let's head back over. And we see some scrolling, so obviously cameras are not shut down. Let's get over to the arena, and let's start round 2. Let's see what changes. Let's see what's different. Ready? We got 2 robots in the arena. We're gonna start match 1 of round 2. Ready? Go. Dope. Oh. Oh! I think we're gonna give that to the Sane Smart Robot. I like the red color. We'll have to come back and talk about the code, but I like the red color. So we're gonna give match 1 of round 2 to the Sane Smart Robot, and we're gonna get right back into number 2 here. Ready? Let's go. Oh! Did you see all the batteries flying everywhere?
I see at least 2 on each one.
The Sane Smart has 3 batteries out, and the lift and shift bot has 2 batteries out. So we're gonna give this to the lift and shift bot. And that's funny because they flew off the mat actually. And that's kind of what we're here for. That's always my favorite part is when the batteries actually fly. And I like the idea of counting batteries. Okay, so right now they're in a draw for match 2. This will be the tiebreaker. Ready? Go. Oh my gosh.
Lift and shift just said screw it, I'm done.
and he's just not giving up.
Nope.
This is my favorite, one of my favorite parts, because he's just going to keep pushing him away. I don't know what the tactic was there, but that was actually really funny. Okay.
That was the same.
Yes. So that was kind of cool. I'm going to give the robot operators, the team drivers, a chance to regroup and try to change some code to see what they can do. So and now it's going to be up to the teams to decide if they want to keep the code they have because it's working for the SaintSmart bot, but for the lift and shift bot, the obvious there there's like obvious. Maybe I want to do something different, but for Team SaintSmart, the idea is, or the question is, do you change anything? Do you do anything different? Or do you just go with what works? Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it, kind of thing, right? I'm torn there. I'm really curious to see what happens, but I'm gonna give time to work on a next edit, a revision, and so we've got, wow, if I'm counting right, the SaintSmart won round 1, right?
Round 1, 2-1, and round 2, 2-1. So SaintSmart is the winner.
Ah, that's crazy. And it pretty much comes down to batteries flying out.
Yeah, right now.
Okay, so I got batteries back in, and instead of talking about the robot this time and taking a break to talk about the robot, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the code that we've structured for the team. So I mentioned that this is very, very easy. This stuff is not hard. Anybody can do this. They're editing these blocks in real time, right between the matches. It's not very complicated or challenging. So I'm gonna open up. We're gonna switch to the standard set of blocks for a minute, and I'm gonna talk through it a little bit. So I've got Sumo rules here, and we're gonna take a peek. So let's ignore that pink block up there at the top, but I'm gonna show some people what the code actually looks like. This is it. This scrolling right here. If I zoom out a little bit, you can zoom out here. What we're doing is actually like dragging these blocks from these sections over here into the code to make new stuff, and it's blocks. We're dragging blocks around, and we're creating these structures that say like, hey robot, if something happens, then you're gonna do this. That's what that little block right there is. This is very, very easy, and you can see that I just drug this part in, but that's literally it. We're creating a condition. We're telling the robot to check for a condition. If something is true or something is detected, then you want to do something in the middle. You want to move forward if x equals y, something like that. So it really is that easy, and this is the basic code that the basic blocks that all of the team has today to work with. So they can insert their code here to either do something offensive or defensive, and I'm going to talk through a little bit of what's happening here. So we all start with this when the ranger turns on, we start executing these sets of code, and these 2 blocks in the front are really for my help, because I'm the one who has my hands in between the robots. So those 2 blocks give me a few seconds to mash the power button and back up before I'm part of the obstacle and the challenge. And that's convenient. I appreciate it. I'm glad everybody leaves those in there instead of taking them out. Thank you. And then we start in this loop where it will repeat everything inside this block here until the line sensor sees no black line under it. It detects no light being black under it. So it's gonna forever keep doing this set of instructions here, and it's gonna go through and say, if if the line sensor detects the line, just drive forward. If the line to sensor detects, kind of shifting off to the left or the right, he's gonna shift to the other way to go back on the line. And right here, this is the cool part. This is the fun part. While the robot is chugging along the black line, if he detects an object within 10 centimeters here in the standard code, he's gonna do something different. All of a sudden, all the code changes. He's gonna repeat until off this line. So this is where we kind of decide. The robot goes into battle mode, and that it's battle mode is triggered by an object, by it's detecting the opponent in front of him, and that's where the teams can then add their own codes here. If they're all on the line or partially off the line, they can do something either offensive or defensive. And what we have not seen yet is a robot that has fallen completely off the line according to the sensors. But the robot should, if he's pushed off the line and can sense that meaning the batteries haven't popped out, or it hasn't rollen over so fast that all of this stuff hasn't happened. But there's a few other scenarios that are working on, and I'm good with I mean, we can. Sorry, I'm helping with questions, but we can run as long as it takes today until we run out of batteries. I was almost expecting us to run out of batteries sooner than an hour, but we're at like.
I sent my second one on accident, so I had to send my updated one. That's why I typed in there you want 3.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right.
Click real quick and
Yep.
the file.
Gotcha. Cool. But back to the code. The losing robot is the robot that would sense going off the line. So the losing robot would warn us and announce that he has lost because he's a good sport, and he would do that by flashing a few colors and some sounds and things, and then just turning off. And we have yet to see that. So I'm curious and anxious if we will see it today. But at the same time, this is the beginner code. This is the super easy for anybody to hop in with us and execute your vision for your robot to win the challenge. And just like any video game that you play, sometimes if you play a campaign or I'll go back to the Minecraft thing. There are these difficulty settings like creative mode or easy or hard or whatever the settings are. But this set of blocks is basically our easy mode where everything is set up for you, and we've kind of defined the way that you have options for offense and defense in battle mode, and everything else kind of runs on autopilot. And eventually, as skill level increases and people become more confident and want to do more, we'll start adding a new skill level to this. But for the meantime, it's still we're getting along fine with just the basic setup. As you can see today, we've been through two rounds, and it's working out. Yeah. And I think at this point, my question is going to be, should I leave the SaneSmart team code? Because I'm
It's not changing it.
no.
No.
All right, we'll run a third round right now, and we'll use the same code for SaneSmart, and we'll update the lift and shift bot. Yes, not changing. That's the confirmation I was looking for. I got you, dude. Okay, so we're gonna. come back to me chatting here on this screen. We're gonna leave. The decision has been made. The Sane Smart bot doesn't want any changes to the code, and why would you? I stick with what works, right? But we're gonna update the lift and shift bot, the set of code, and see if we can't get something new going on here. And we'll go with this. So we'll try to get a quick third round in. Maybe we can get 4 rounds in before we run out of time. Let's see. I'm gonna go with the Dave code right there, number 3. Downloaded. Dun dun dun. There we are. I'm gonna stick it in the folder. And we're gonna go with 3. So I've got 1, 2, and 3 in the folder. Cool. Thank you. Excuse me. And we're gonna hop in here. We're gonna open number 3 very quickly because this is easy. Dun, 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 there it is. You can see it's all there. Cool. I'm not going to dig too much into it. We're gonna be surprised by the skill and swift action. I'm gonna plug this lift and shift bot in. We're gonna get him updated. Gonna get into connect and upload. There we go. Parsing. Processing, uploading, finished. The code has been updated. That was very quick and easy. Let's take it straight to the mat. Are we there? Are we there on the screen? Did I get that? Yep. Cool. Let's go. Let's get after it. I'm ready. I'm psyched. I gotta switch hands here. I'm all backwards, but I'm coming over. Dun dun dun. The lift and shift bot. The Sane Smart bot. All right, round 3. Let's get number 1 in round 3. Go. So.
Ooh.
I don't know what to say about that. Batteries flew, and batteries rolled, and only 1 battery. So we're gonna call that one a draw. But I'm going to pop these batteries back in really quick. We're going to back up. And we're going to go with number 2 in match round 3. Ready? Go. So. Oh. That was cool. I dig that the lift and shift bot backed up after contact, but the Sane Smart bot had way too 3 batteries fly out. So we're gonna give that to the lift and shift bot because he won. Then he backed up and executed the rest of his code, and he maybe off the screen so nobody could see what happened, but he did.
Oh yeah. On the Twitch stream, yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that one this time.
Yeah, I'm crashing the screens here, but yeah, the lift and shift bot that time actually executed the code for the I went off the line. The lights flashed, the sound beeped, and then he turned off. So that was kind of cool. That's the first time we've seen it today. We're gonna give that to the lift and shift bot, and we're gonna get to the third match of this round. Third round. Ooh. Ready? Go.
That battery popped out before even contact was made.
I'm gonna declare that operator error on my part, and we're gonna pull back and do that again. And I'm gonna try mashing that down right there. Okay. Do it one more time. Ready? 3 of 3. Go.
That's a Sane Smart win on that one.
Yes. That's funny. Okay, so what does that mean for the match?
We're going to need a break because we had a draw. Each 1-1. So we're gonna need a fourth match.
Okay, let's get to it. I'm down with that.
More operator errors.
No more operator errors on this end. But I am going to stick the batteries back in here before I come back over to the table. And this time I will chat a little bit about some of the hacks that we made to these robots. I will give you all time to make any changes you want. And we'll get set up for a fourth match. And that should be cool and fun. I'm excited to see what happens to the end here. I'm gonna grab a drink. It's actually roasting in my apartment. It's snowing outside, and now the heat comes on. I'm actually over here right next to the radiator, so it's nice and toasty right here. But yeah, so these robots are not the standard make block robots. What I will say is that as a design team, and even beforehand, a good discussion about some of the things that we've done to upgrade the robots and make the gameplay fun. And hope Dave probably notices this now, but back in January we were struggling to fit 3 matches in an hour because we were struggling with battery changes. And I'm gonna highlight the SaneSmart bot here and show everyone the batteries are on the back, and that's not where MakeBlock put them originally. We designed a plate, this plate right here, to move the battery box. Originally the batteries were under this brain right here. So every time the batteries popped out, it was at least a 5-minute delay, because I have to remove all the bolts on here to take this part off so that I can put the battery, reach like my big fingers in under there to put the batteries back. So one of the first things we did, and it was super quick and it worked out so well, was designing this plate right here to move the battery box. And it uses the existing holes on the battery box. This is the battery box that came with the robot, that came in the kit and everything. So it was there and it was cool. And we just moved it back with this plate, so that there are some extra screws in here from the kit, and it attaches up here, a little further up here to the if I flip this over, you can probably actually see it right there. So it attaches right there to the original battery plate, and it just moves the battery box back. And that has been an overwhelming game changer for gameplay for us, and that part is super cool, and it's a super quick hack. I have yet to figure out how we're going to put this stuff online and share it with people, but I dig it. I'm excited to share some of the things that we design, and as a design team and as a group of veterans who like robots and 3D printing and that kind of stuff. But yeah, we 3D printed this, and both robots have the plate on it, and we'll be sharing whatever we can with whoever we can. The other thing we've done is actually added a little cone right here, and I'm sticking my finger right on the little cone, and there's a very good reason for that. And I'm just gonna check the chat here. Oh, not changing again. Oh no, wait. Okay, you are changing. I got you. Okay, we'll give Dave another minute, but yeah. So that back to this cone. There's this cone right here, and this cone solves a problem we had with the robots locking up. Back in January, before these cones were on, the robots would lock up. They would drive up on each other like this, and they would lock with this sensor right here would lock on the eyes of the opponent, and they would lock together, and we would call a stalemate and a draw, and it was boring and drawn out, and we haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen that here today, and the reason is there's this little cone right here, this little cone. So when this sensor hits this cone, it goes up like that, or it goes off to the side. And now today, or early on, what we saw, there were a couple, I think round one ish. There was they were locked up, but they were locked up to the side, like this, instead of straight on top of each other. And I'm going to attribute that to to the cone. The cone is boring and kind of not really visually appealing. And Dave, who's busy coding, I'm gonna give him some props and say that he designed this cool face shield, and I've been struggling to 3D print it because it's very thin, and I added this part on so that I could get a faceplate on a surface to actually print on a 3D printer. But it's been a challenge, and I keep breaking it when I peel away the support structure. So here's the support structure I haven't peeled away from this one because I've already started snapping off parts as I peel the support structure away. So we're gonna go back to the drawing board and work out a way to print this. We were actually chatting about that before the live stream started, modifying this and kind of combining it with the cone that is already on here. So we're going to give that a try, and that's something that I do. I take it upon myself sometimes to on Thursday nights hop on Twitch and actually stream some 3D printing. I'll go into Tinkercad, which is a free web-based 3D modeling software, and it's anybody can use it. It's got a low learning curve. It's not very steep, and I stick with that instead of Fusion 360 or SolidWorks or other applications because I want to share things that aren't expensive, that people don't need to spend a lot of money on. I want people to see this stuff that works, and I want them to have access to it. And I can't give the entire world access to SolidWorks or AutoCAD, but Tinkercad, you can sign up for it and it's free. And they're not our sponsor. I'm not offering any special anything for it, but that's just what I use when I hop online and try to show people how to make things to 3D print. But I see Dave is ready here with round 4's code, and so the SaintSmart bot has an update this time. We're gonna download that. And Dave, the lift and shift bot has an update here. We're gonna download that, and we're gonna get into our last match. I'm gonna drag these in here.
It has to be a match, not a round. Just to break that.
Yeah. I use them interchangeably. I'm terrible.
No, you're good. I'm tracking.
Okay. All right, now we're gonna hop into, if I can see the windows. My screen is fun for this because I've got 7 windows open and I can't close any of them, so it's a little awkward. There we go. So we're in here. We're gonna open new files. We're gonna go with number 4. So it's the first one I see with a good timestamp. We're gonna quickly turn on, fire up, and upload the lift and shift code for the lift and shift bot. Let's connect. Connected. Upload. Upload is processed, parsed, and done. Super cool. Let's unplug and power off the lift and shift bot. Now I'm moving on to the SaintSmart bot. We're going to open up the file from computer. We're going to go with that one right there at 1:51 p.m. There it is. We're going to power up and plug in this SaintSmart bot. Let's connect. Connected, and we're going to upload. Compiled, processed, parsed, uploading, doing some nerdy stuff behind the scenes. Cool. Both of these robots have code for round 4. All right, teams, let's head to the arena for Round 4. Let me stomp through my apartment. Round 4. Ready? Let's hop right into it. Let me push the batteries down. Just to make sure. Okay. Ready? Go. Oh, they're locked up. Oh! We're gonna give that to the lift and shift bot, obviously. That was funny. And we'll recover the sane smart bot here. We'll slip some batteries back in the box. There hasn't been much need for change in tactics though, and I'm kind of curious. I'll probably ask questions in a later workshop. What happened and what people change or what they want to change. But we're gonna go ahead with match 2 in round 2 or round 4 or 2 of 4. How about 2 of 4? Ready? Go. So are they? They're going. Look at that. I almost want to grab him. Oh my! I wanted to grab him, but I was waiting for something cool like that to happen. It finally did. Oh, that was funny.
I don't know if that was part of the code or if that would just happen because it was already standing on end and it just. Code.
I have no clue, but that was funny. So I'm going to slip some batteries back in here real quick. And we're going to give that to lift and shift. And the struggle is real right now because these batteries don't really fit in this battery box very well, which is why they're popping out. And we've had this debate on the design team about whether we create something to lock the batteries in, but sometimes it's fun when they fly out. All right, so 3 of 4. Wait, so this is a tiebreaker, correct?
No.
No.
The first one we came back from was the tiebreaker. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So you had an extra match in there. So that's the end, really.
All right, but we still have to do 3 of 4, just for good measure.
Okay.
Ready? Go. Okay, that was very anticlimactic. Batteries popped out of the Sane Smart Bot.
Yep.
Okay, we'll call that a wrap, and I'm going to come back to the table. Let's come back to the bench here. Chat about it for a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna remove some windows for me here, so I can wrap up with what I saw, which was cool, and maybe some keys. Yeah, that was fun, and I'm so glad. This is where I'm gonna ask Dave. What was your like key takeaway for this? Well, like you saw some good stuff, and you obviously being a design team, guy behind the scenes. Some of the stuff we've been working on worked. Some of the stuff hasn't worked.
Yeah, so far everything was great, and thanks to SaneSmart for that beautiful marquee in the background. It's scrolling battle of the bots. Maybe we can come up with other things to scroll across there at the time during that. But there are some notes afterwards. But I don't think there was too much during the gameplay that we were going with. I don't think there was a whole lot of changes. I think everything went pretty well.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I dig it. I'm feeling the same thing. I think we may start working on more advanced skill level stuff. I mean, this worked as part of like a basic, easy level, and it was fun. It was cool. What I'm thinking now is that we're getting toward the like the edge of what we can do with our basic easy code, and we might want to start a new skill level. And but behind the scenes, we've had this discussion where we wanted to introduce new robots. We want to bring the MBot, the smaller MBot in, and we've been designing our own robot on the design team. We discussing how we change this, how we make this more challenging. A new skill level may be there, and we've also discussed this idea of changing the line and creating a box, which could be interesting in itself. So I think the idea of the sumo battle is awesome and it's cool, and we're right on there for that basic skill level, and I think the intermediate skill level, the medium level, if you want to call it that, as far as difficulty level is concerned, maybe that is the level where we introduce new robots or introduce a square instead of a line, and we'll kind of talk about that offline. But I love this. This is I have been doing this since 2018 in person here in New York City, and it's always so much fun. I think I have a video to show afterward while we disappear and chat and do stuff off Twitch. I'm gonna share a quick video that thanks people, and but I don't think it thanks SaintSmart yet. But in the meantime, just a history of the Battle of the Bots from when we started it as one event where we challenged some veterans and their families to actually build robots, all the way up to this winter when we launched this online. And I just want to say thanks, guys, because this was fun. I dig this. I really do like it, and I hope it was fun for everybody. And I hope if there's a spectator milling around somewhere afterward, that they get something out of this too, because none of this was really hard, and anybody can do this. These aren't things that are limiting to somebody. You can join for free. We're a nonprofit. The programs that I'm showing you are web-based. You can go to MakeBlock. You can look up the MBlock, download the app. You can do all kinds of things with it. That website is free. So is Tinkercad, where we designed the 3D stuff, and we use them as a nonprofit for that reason, specifically because anybody can sign up for a free account and use those tools to learn a little bit more about robotics, 3D printing, science, tech, all that stuff. But I'm going to stop talking now and say thanks to the robot team. And if I can find my highlight reel, I'm going to play that right now.
in your house, don't smoke it. You know what I mean? Like, walk
For this side. On your mark, get set, go! Point for the side. These guys.
Let's go. Have at it. Oh. Oh, and they're struggling. But they're not giving up. It's still a fight. It's still a fight. It's still a fight. What are they? There he is.
So, yeah. Oh,
He's-
who got it? Who got it?
Best 2 out of 3.
3, 2, 1.
Go. Go. Have at it. Oh! 2 batteries down. I think that might be a draw.
Yeah, I'm gonna call that one a draw.
That was hysterical.